Now we are going to learn a new concept. We are going to learn les pronoms relatifs, the relative pronoun. The relative pronoun. We must have learned this in English. For example, if I want to say, I bought a computer. I bought a computer. The computer was not costly. Okay, so these are two sentences. I bought a computer. The computer was not costly. Now if you notice, this word is repeated. Now when you want to make these two sentences as one in English, how would we write it? We would say, I bought a computer which was not costly. So what is the word which doing here? This word is relating these two sentences and avoiding the use of the same word again. Okay, so here we have, I bought a computer. The computer was not costly. The same word is repeated again. To avoid this repetition, we use the word which. It relates these two sentences without having to use the same word again. So this word here is the relative pronoun. So similarly in French, we have relative pronouns. So the pronoun we are going to learn is qui. Qui. Yes, you have already learned this word. This word might mean who or which or that. So the word qui. Qui. It means who or which or that. And for what do we use the word qui? It is used when we want to join two sentences and avoid using the same subject again. So let us take the same example that we took in English. Let us take it in French. So what is the word for computer? L'ordinateur. Yeah. So I bought. We are writing it in the past tense. Do you remember how we wrote I bought in the past tense? J'ai acheté. Right? This is the passé composé. J'ai acheté un ordinateur. I bought a computer. The computer is not costly. Okay? N'est pas cher. Now you see the use of the word ordinateur again. So when we join these two sentences, we want to avoid using the same word again. So what would we write? J'ai achète un ordinateur. So the first sentence remains the same. In the second sentence, we replace this word with qui. Instead of the same word, we write qui. Qui means which or who or that. In this case, it is which or that. Qui, and the remaining sentence we write it this as it is. So, j'ai achète un ordinateur. I bought a computer. Qui, which, n'est pas chez. So, what did we do? Since there is a repetition here, we wrote the first sentence as it is, and this word which is repeated, we replaced it with qui. Okay, so does it make sense? So shall we write one more sentence? Now take a look at this sentence. J'ai un parfum. Ce parfum est fort. Now what is the word that is repeated? It is c'est parfum. So how would we join these two sentences? J'ai un parfum. Instead of this, we would write qui. Qui est fort. So, have you understood the use of the relative pronoun qui? Next, we are going to learn another relative pronoun, which is que. So now you have to notice here, qui comes before a verb. So, qui always comes before a verb. So are you ready to learn the next relative pronoun? The next pronoun we are going to learn is que. Que also means the same. It means who, or which, or that. The word que represents a direct object complement. Okay, so let us see the use of this word in a sentence. C'est un village. C'est un village. J'aime beaucoup ce village. So, this is a village. I like it very much. So, I like this village very much. So, how would we join these two sentences? So, if you write it in English, you would say, this is a village which I like very much. Am I right? So, this is how you would join these two sentences. So now, when we write it in French, the first sentence always remains the same. C'est un village which, okay, so we write which here. I like very much. J'aime beaucoup. So, the word that is repeated here is village. Okay. So, instead of this word, we are using que. If you notice, que is always followed by a subject. Qui is followed by a verb, and que is followed by a subject. So you have to take a note of this point, because this is going to help us differentiate between places where we must use qui and places where we need to use que. So, c'est un village que j'aime beaucoup. this is a village that I like very much. So, k is always followed by a subject. Ki is always followed by a verb.